Hey, what's happening everyone? I'm SirJames coming at you guys with another video. Hopefully you guys are doing okay in these chaotic times in a way. So today I received a package in the mail, and this package is through Ultrasabers. This is something that I ordered back on January 23rd of this year, and it came in today as this video goes live to you guys. So I'm pretty excited to see how this turned out actually, because well, I'm not sure what to expect, to be quite honest, and there's a particular thing that I ordered with this. I'm hoping it's as good as I think it's going to be. So before we actually unbox this, a quick announcement. This is a very important announcement, is that I hope you guys don't have any particular important plans for this month, because a lot of locations and theme parks are shutting down temporarily until the end of the month. For example, Disneyland Resort, which is the one I go to here in California, is going to be closed starting tomorrow until the end of the month. Disney World, last I remember, I believe will be closed as of this Sunday. And I forget the other main last Disney location, but that's also going to be closing down until the end of the month as well. So there's that. Universal Studios, Knott's Berry Farm, WonderCon that I was going to be attending next month actually has been postponed. Thankfully it's not canceled, it's just postponed. So yeah, there's a lot of things. This is a strange year, that's for sure. Just so you guys are aware, so if you have any hotel plans, whatever, make sure you make any cancellations that you need to. So just so that way you're not losing any form of money and kind of reschedule your next trip. So I want to kind of let you guys know now before it was initially too late. And the last thing really is that I repainted that Disney Ezra saber that they had in the Disney store. Turned out pretty nice, so it's still got the same functionality. That actually, very happy with the results. And now we can go ahead and get to the unboxing portion. Actually, you know what? Okay, that didn't work out as I thought it was going to be. All right. Anything else? Yep. All right, so I guess first impressions, packaging pretty well. Got the nice thick bubble wrap all the way around. The blade is already attached. Actually a little bit different from Saberforge, because when I got a Saberforge saber last year, they had the blade and the hilts in separate wrappings, the way they had it put together. But this is already fully assembled and good to go. Then we have a bag here. So I guess the main question is, why did I get an Ultrasaber, well, lightsaber? Well, as you guys know, I've been reviewing a lot of the lightsabers here on the channel. I've covered all the ones that Disney's offered, which is what, 12 of them, and then all the parts from Sabe's workshop, and then I've been doing some of the custom lightsabers or 3D printed ones. The problem is with some of the custom lightsabers that I've been showcasing, like the custom Darth Maul, Starkiller, those are nice sabers and all, but when I say the price ranges, they're pretty expensive, and I see it in the comment section like, oh, that's really cool, but it's just too expensive out of my price range. So I thought to myself, because there was an item from Ultrasabers that they had, which is a quick release connector right here, I figured, you know what, let me get an Ultrasabers product. I mean, granted, it's not going to have a NeoPixel setup, it's not going to have CFX that I like, but I think it'll be kind of cool to get it as a stunt saber option to keep the cost low. And my main goal was to keep the initial cost under $250. So this, again, altogether was less than $250, and it's just a little bit more than what it would cost to build a lightsaber from Sabe's workshop, to kind of give you guys some alternate options. In fact, I could have gotten this as cheap as $150, but there were some extra things I wanted to get with this just to make my, you know, purchase feel a little bit more complete, if you will. So let's go ahead and open this little bag here. See what we've got here. So we got a couple of tools here to remove the blade when necessary. You know, it doesn't hurt to have too many extras. There's a crunched up piece of paper here that didn't survive the packaging too well. Basically says, thank you for choosing Ultrasaber. There's no way we can include everything about your new custom saber. So here, if you have any questions, basically go to the website. See, it's always nice to see how companies handle different things, because with Saber Forge, they had a piece of paper with all the instructions of the different tiers that they offer. And then here they're like, we don't want to put the information, just go to here if you need to see all that. So it's always interesting to see. So in this case, here we go. You have the standard battery setup, which is what I chose. To be sure to replace the batteries in your Saber with a brand new AAA Arcline or fully charged AAA batteries. So there you guys go, because when you go through the options of selecting what you want, it's going to ask you different things. What kind of blade cutter you want? Do you want a cover tech wheel? Do you want this and that and this? And then you get to the option for the battery options. And then basically I just chose a standard battery setup, which basically doesn't cost anything, again, to help keep the cost initially down. And you know, a lot of the custom Sabers I have those rechargeable ports, but the problem is that they take a while to recharge. So I figured it'd be kind of nice to have a lightsaber that uses the batteries. So if I ever get to that situation where I need to, well, in this case, replace the batteries, I could just replace the batteries and I have to worry about waiting 2 or 3 hours for a lightsaber to recharge. And then we have a business card, actually a couple business cards. So we'll put that over here. And so we have the first thing in the bag. This is the main thing that caught my attention. This is the Ultrasabers quick release. Essentially, the way this works is that when you pull this down, this comes apart, and then you can attach it back together. So initially, when you have these two sabers connected and a saber staff or double-bladed saber formation, you can use this quick release to quickly disconnect them and then to reconnect them, which I think is great, because if you remember in the video game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, essentially once you repair your saber, this is the 3D printed one by the way, you know, eventually you get to unlock some cool combinations where Cal Kestis will quickly disconnect the saber to perform some really cool combos and then reconnect them. Well, that's what we're going to be getting with this kind of setup here. So let's put you off to the side. And pretty much see how this looks. Now I will say, it's kind of hard to talk because it's so loud, that they didn't really have a lot of designs that I personally liked when it comes to their staff options. I mean, they have some nice designs for their single-bladed sabers, but for the staff options, I felt like a lot of the designs on there were they're pretty bland, pretty basic. But at least I found one that I felt like if I'm going to get it, I'm going to be happy with it. Which they're both exactly the same on both ends. So let me just kind of quickly observe really quick. And I did get one of these installed with a cover tech wheel because I wasn't sure where it was going to be installed, which I didn't realize the cover tech wheel was going to be down here. I was hoping for it to be up here, kind of like the Darth Maul lightsaber. So a little bit disappointed that is not the case with this. So, I mean, if I knew it was going to be down here, I probably would have gotten a second cover tech wheel. But I'm sure I could probably figure out how to add it because, you know, you have to screw in and whatever. So let me go ahead and bring it up to you guys, and I'll go over the details because I have to bring it up on my app. So this saber here, once I bring up the name in just a couple of minutes, I got as the limited edition option. So instead of it being all black, by paying an extra $5, they added these chrome portions here on the saber. And then I also chose the window emitter here, so therefore you could see the blade right through, which is like an additional $5 as well. Again, the other one's exactly the same, just so you guys know. Let's go back here and bring up the notes so I can go ahead and share with you guys exactly what I got on here before we actually turn these on, assuming, I don't know if there's batteries in it. Oh, there is batteries. Oh, cool. Alright, so the saber here, this is the Dark Sentinel V4 staff, which I believe the staff by default, if you didn't add anything extra, was I think $130, $140, somewhere around there. So very inexpensive. This is the stunt option, meaning that this has no main electronics such as sound or any kind of saber configurations. This is basically specifically where it lights up with whatever colors that I chose, which the colors that I chose was the really hard part because I wanted to try to showcase a few different things as possible. So instead of getting it in red, which was going to be my first choice, I decided to get it in the Ultrasabers tricolor green and tricolor blue. Now the reason why these are tricolors is because these colors you have to pay for. You can get a standard green and blue for free by default if you wanted to, but the tri option basically lets in a lot more light. It's going to be much more brighter than the standard ones, and with the blade and stuff that I got, I was trying to make it to where I can get a full looking blade without seeing any kind of weakness, where the light's going to be strong on the bottom and then weak towards the top. Oops, this shut down. So again, we got the tricolor options. There's no recharge port on this. We got the battery, standard battery setup. For the blades themselves, these are 24 inches, which is what you get free by default. You can get longer ones, but those are going to be at an extra charge if you really needed to. The hilt is the limited edition version. I did get the window emitter on both. The blade tip is round, screw wrench, and then of course the quick release, and all this all together with the coupon was around $230. So let's go ahead and turn this on here. So we got this side with blue. Actually, let's turn. There we go. So we got this side with blue, the tricolor blue, and then this with the tricolor green. I'm not sure how it appears on camera. Obviously, it doesn't look that bright compared to NeoPixel setup, but that's pretty nice. I like that. And again, these are stunt sabers, so these aren't going to have any sounds to them, which is fine because really, if I end up dropping this, I'm not going to feel as bad if I were to drop one of my other custom sabers. So, which is why I got this as well, to kind of keep the cost down. I think if I wanted to get sound with these would have been like over $700, but I don't want to spend that kind of money. I want to try to give you guys some alternate options to get here. Let's turn this on and unscrew these to go ahead and test out the quick release connector. Which, by the way, the pommel piece that I got, it has no holes for no sound ventilation, which is fine because the quick release connector does have the sound holes. So let's say in the future I do end up, want to get these gutted with some advanced electronics, then, I'll have no issues getting sounds that I need. Actually, let's see how this works out. Alright, so there's our battery pack right there. There's a little bit of Velcro to help keep this thing from wobbling around, so very nice Ultrasabers. And this does use a total of 4 AAA batteries. Alright, so let's go ahead and screw in the quick release connector. And see if this actually works as it's advertised. Alright, so there we go. That screws in like so. And I guess we'll move this just a little bit out of my way. So this does actually twist. And I did see online that if you wanted to keep this from twisting, there's something that you can do to prevent that. But honestly, it kind of depends on the person. So if it really bothers you, you can fix it. If it doesn't, like me, you could just leave it like so. So once, let's go ahead and these are together. As you can see, we got the blue and green option. And let's see, how does this work? All right. I guess we'll test it like so. So again, these are currently together. I can't take these apart at all. And typically, let's say if I was using my custom Darth Maul, if I wanted to use them as 2 individual sabers, I would have to unscrew it in order to do so. So here, again, I want to use these as 2 individual sabers. So let's go ahead and boom, just like that. See how quick that was? Now let's go ahead and connect them back. So there we go. We have 2 sabers combined. And again, if I wanted to disconnect, just like that. That is really darn cool. I like that. I like how that works quite a bit. I want to be careful. Even though these are shorter blades, I just don't know what kind of freedom I have here. So that's really nice. I like that. I don't know what other saber company offers that kind of setup for a quick release mechanism like that. I'm assuming Ultrasabers is the only one, but there might be some others that I'm just not aware of. But, you know, if you like the idea from Jedi Fallen Order, the fact that you could have a double-bladed saber and quickly disconnect them to do some kind of combo, or maybe do some really cool moves, or, you know, saber stunts, whatever, and then to have the idea to quickly connect them back together like so, and basically in a matter of a second, is really, really cool. So I really like that. So first impressions with everything is quite nice. And actually, I'm pretty happy. So again, I don't want to go too crazy into this video, as I will have a full review coming out sometime next week if it's not raining. But that quick release, that is really cool. In fact, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, just because of how nice the light looks, I mean, it's nicely lit up. It's still a little bit stronger down here on the bottom because, again, it's an LED. The main source is down here. The blade still looks nice, because if this was much longer, it would start to get really weak towards the top. But for this size blade, for what it's worth, I think it's easily very good indeed. So I mean, I just don't know what else to say, honestly. But actually, now that I think about it, Ultrasabers did give me a 20% off coupon, so I might order another one of these, the same exact style but with the tricolor reds, now that I know that I'm going to be happy with this. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But like I said, all this together with the coupon and the discounts that they were offering at the time was around $230. Very inexpensive, and I think it's easily worth the investment if you just want something very basic. If you don't care about sound, you can keep it extremely cheap as possible if you really wanted to. Or if you want to get it with sound, again, that's going to cost you a bit of extra dough, because that's where the money comes in. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video upload.